How's it going there? Day before Easter. It's been about 3 weeks since I applied the Nxtzen 365 Pro and topped it with the Ceramic Express Spray Sealant. It's been driven in the rain several times. Although if you look down here, where the dirt always collects from the tire spray from the front tires, there's really not much to see. A lot of water droplets still because I just drove it a little bit ago. Most of the water's off. There's no signs of water spotting from it drying on the car. Got a bunch of tree buds all over it from sitting out in the driveway. But for all practical purposes, it seems to have rained itself clean. So what I'm going to do today, it's about 50 out, so it's not too bad compared to what it has been. So I'm going to give it a good wash, go over dry it with the towel and then the leaf blower to get all the water out of the cracks and crevices. Pull it back in the garage and give it another coat of the Ceramic Express just to top things off. Now the primary purpose of this video is because I'm sure you're all kind of wondering, what's the water behavior like after 3 weeks? Driving in some snow. It did get some salt and some other stuff on it, but it was too cold for me to wash. My hose was frozen. So I took it to the self-serve, and all I did was I used the high pressure soap to hose it down, get everything real good, and then the high pressure rinse. Didn't dry it. There was no contact wash of any type, and that practically cleaned it perfectly. I could have dried it off and put a coat on there, but my OCD won't allow that. And so today I thought I would actually do a regular wash and top off with the Ceramic Express, and I thought I'd bring you along for at least a few sections of the wash itself, like the initial rinse. How does it do being rinsed off? What the soap reaction is to the coating. Does the soap beat off? Does it fight off the soap and the rinse, as well as the flood rinse? How well does the water react to that? Give me a few seconds. I'll set up the tripod, get the hose out. I'll film the initial rinse, maybe off tripod. And I'm not sure if you're noticing that a lot of those tree buds that are laying on the car are actually being blown around by the wind. So they're not sticking to the surface of the car like they normally would. There's enough slickness and protection left on there that they're actually blowing around, and they're not staying there. A good breeze will get rid of them. So give me a second and I'll get you set up. Okay, I'm not going to rinse the whole car on camera. That'd be kind of boring. I will get the hood and the driver's side of it. I'll probably take you off tripod for the sides so you can actually see what the water's doing. But here we go. Well, as you can see from that, the water beads right up and runs right off. It does not want to stick to the car. So here's the sides and what a vertical panel looks like. Yeah, it's to me pretty impressive. 3 weeks, snow, salt, rain, and it looks practically brand new, like I just applied it. I will go ahead, finish the rinse, and start to wash and bring you back. Okay, car's been all soaped up, and as you can see, it's the soap, it's starting to dry even though it's this cool out, but it is fighting off the soap, meaning when I wipe the soapy mitt over the car, it beads up. Most of the time, what it does with most coatings or waxes is it will lay there on top of the wax coating and not do anything. But as you can see already, after just a few seconds, you should be able to see that the water is beating up against the soap. And it's doing that all over the car. Sides, roof, doors. And we'll get right into the rinse now. I'll move you back so I don't get my phone wet. And we'll proceed with the rinse. As you can see, the water is just pretty much shooting right off of it. What's up there is in beads, but the second I touch it with the free flow, it's going to run off and leave it practically dry. I'm going to shut you down and bring you back for the flood rinse. Okay, I figured I'd pull you off the tripod for the flood rinse. I'll give you a little bit better view. You can see it's all beading kind of insanely. Very nice uniform beads, tight, all over. So let's get started. As you can see, the majority of the water's off, except for I splashed it a little bit here on this side. It's a little difficult doing this one-handed. Trying to keep the hose from rubbing up against the car body and not splashing. You'll see one of the drawbacks of the design of the 6th generation in a minute here. So when I stop flooding the trunk lid, move somewhere else, I get a couple of big puddles right towards the front of the spoiler. But by the time I get here, that drying towel I have makes quick work of it. And there's actually so little water left on the car that it doesn't affect much. The towel stays fairly dry the whole time, even after doing the whole car. You can see on the sides, it evacuates almost entirely. That's where gravity is helping you dry the car. Instead of a flood rinse, you could probably call this step 1 of the drying process, because you're actually drying the car by running water over it and rinsing it. So as you see, it's mostly dry. Not much left at all for the towel to soak up. Just a few places where it gets splashed and doesn't flow off in one sheet. But I'll bring you back for a walk around once it's all done with the coating of the Ceramic Express. Well, it took a couple of days, but as promised, here's some sunlight shots of the car after the wash and a coat of the Ceramic Express topper for the ceramic coating. As you can see, it's been rained on lightly, and the water beads, I just took it around the block real quick. Most of the water is gone, but you can just see how deep and clear the blue is. I went ahead, I got the door jambs this time, rims, tires. But the gloss and reflection with that Nxtzen is really incredible, as is the water behavior. You can really see how it pops in the sunlight, the little bit of metal flake that's in there. Rims come out nice, semi-gloss or matte, whatever you want to call them. The reflections in the door, even though it's not black, are just about as good as the reflections in the black car. Same with the hood. You can see everything real clear, almost if it was a mirror, which is really impressive for blue. You might be able to see a few of the deeper scratches in the direct sunlight. But then again, I did not correct this paint. I did an enhancement. And that Dr. Beasley's polish, as far as an enhancement polish goes, is outstanding. Maybe towards the end of summer, depending on how well this coating's doing by then, I might actually do a correction to get rid of the deeper stuff that the polish did not, and reapply the ceramic for the winter. Although I don't see it being driven much in snow and ice, not with 376 horse at the wheels. There you go. Thanks for watching. I wasn't going to include this, but just to show you guys what I deal with here in Northeast Ohio, not 5 minutes ago it was sunny and starting to warm up. I went inside for a minute, came back out to this. So this is what I'm dealing with as far as Northeast Ohio weather. Some of it is already melted by being in the garage, but I was coming back out to do the interior, and now that's kind of out of the question. Not entirely, but you see what I mean. Have a good one.